There we go. Sorry about that. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, and hello to my friends and colleagues here at this meeting. Today, I am going to talk to you about some ways that I've learned how to save time while at work. First off, as a part of this dynamic leadership, I do with you. And the first thing that I do is I always have a strategy of working with integrity. When I go to work for a new company or work for a client, first thing that I do when I get on site is look at their ethics policy and read it and see how it details with my own ethics policy. From there, I can start working. And my leadership approach has always been to lead by example. Any other leadership style after that I use comes after leading by example. Therefore, what I tell you today is what I've used before. Okay, so the first technique I will mention to you is I always get, when I work at a client site or my own site, then I want to start working at 7 or 7:30 in the morning. Reason why is because if I get into an accident or there's traffic, then I can make it hopefully by at least 9 o'clock, and that'll help. Another reason why is because when I'm in the office early, I don't hear chirping in the hallways. I don't hear cell phones going off. I don't see anybody online trying to stalk me to see if my light is on. They can send a chat message to me, and therefore I can get a lot of work done. An example of what I do when I get into the office at 7 o'clock, I get my coffee, and then I start reading the news pertinent to my industry. From there, after half an hour, I start to read self-training information about things that I'm not quite well versed on in the industry that I work. The reason why is because I don't want to be blindsided by a question from a client at a meeting. After an hour of all of those two components, then I start looking at my current plans. I have a task list. What do I want to accomplish today? Prioritize that. And it's not just a task list. I have a weekly plan, which is a subset of multiple project plans that I manage. Probably about 2 or 3 project plans that I manage. And the projects will last anywhere from 1 month to 3 months. And so I'll just take what is pertinent for that week and then see how it dovetails with my weekly. And every once a month, I'll look at my overall annual plan to see what goals that I set for myself and see how my annual plans and goals dovetail with my project plans. So when I do that and I do it consistently, then over time, I'm able to stop from meandering around and working on frivolous tasks or low value tasks that won't help my strategic plan. In that way, I save time. So getting to work early for me is very important. Next thing I'll share with you is managing teams. Then I get better quality service when I meet with the team face to face. There are reasons to meet in hybrid mode through Zoom in the workplace. However, I'm not a fan of meeting online exclusively. For a CEO, and every now and then, probably every 6 months, he would fly down from Alaska, where he lived, down to the DC metro area to meet with some of his high priority clients. And this was helpful because he would get FaceTime with them. And he had no excuses. He would tell me when he's getting on a plane, and I would meet him in the office. Therefore, it's important for me to get FaceTime. Another reason is because when I'm working with teams and managing teams and they are long distance for extended periods, they tend to drop off in commitment and start looking around for other jobs, or they're inconsistent. They've got a lot of distractions wherever they are at. And when I can meet with them in person, not only can I reestablish a rapport and continue cultivating relationships, but I can also hold them accountable. And that's important to be able to do when you're sitting at the table with somebody. Okay. So that's why I'm a fan of meeting face to face, and when necessary, meeting in a hybrid mode. Next one I have here is don't bow to every meeting request you get. we've all gotten a lot of meeting requests. Some are more detailed than others. Some of them give the subject matter. What I'm really looking for is, what is my role? What are my responsibilities at the meeting? When I'm a consultant, I have to add value at a meeting. If you have a consultant that you hired and the consultant sits there and doesn't say anything for an hour at the meeting, then it's a good thing to have a talk with him. Figure out, what is he doing? What's he charging this hour to? Okay, so I always try and find out, what is my role? And then if it's a minor role, maybe I'll talk only for about 2 minutes, or might even not say anything. When I've met with the project manager over time in person and have good rapport with this project manager, I can say, well, can you put my part in the beginning? Because I don't want to charge a client an hour of my time when I can charge just 15 minutes. Okay, so that's why I like to meet with people in person. And finally, another way to save time is to try to meet with your boss or your client on days when your boss or your client is not too busy, meaning they don't have back-to-back meetings, or there's not a lot of traffic going in and out of the person's office. The reason why is I lost count of times where I had an important meeting with my boss or a client and they're late. Maybe it's a really busy day for them and they're sandwiched. My meeting is sandwiched between 2 other meetings, and I get a text message say, hey, I'm going to be 10 minutes late, 15 minutes, or can we just reschedule? Those types of things. And by doing business with your important business partners on days they are not busy and stressful, it will help them prepare for your meetings as well, so that they can answer your questions. So there you have it. You have 4 more of my techniques. These are not top secret. These are just common sense, and they are: 1, getting to work early; 2, meeting face-to-face and holding people accountable; 3, don't bow to every meeting request; and finally, schedule meetings with your important business partners on days that are not too busy. Thank you very much, and I'll yield back. I'm Toastmaster.